Hi folks, welcome back to the next video in the 5 Leagues Challenge. Picking up on the final stage of the challenge, the Serie A title challenge with Fiorentina. And just to recap on from where we left off, first of all, we won the first 3 games. We've carried on decent form here. We've got 12 games played. We're 4 points ahead of Salernitana at the top of the league. Have lost a couple of games, which I'll let you have a look at. Lost to Inter away, fair play I suppose, it's a tough place to go, and this was a wee dodgy one to Piacenza away as well, but we've went through quite easily in the Italian Cup, had a pretty favourable draw in the first 2 legs, and few bits of business in terms of transfers. Got 10 million for this guy, Mura, who I bought for 600,000 the year before. He went to Inter for 10 million, so they're welcome to do that. I didn't think he was fantastic, he was decent enough. Ashley Walker started off well for me, and then Chelsea came in with 7.5 million for somebody I got in a Bosman, so you're just not going to turn that kind of stuff down, and strikers are always easy enough to pick up, which I did do. So, bit of movement there on transfers. And the players I brought in from where we last left off. Young Brazilian central midfielder here, Almeida Jr., really good stats, he's going to develop well. Juan Carlos Moreira, attacking midfielder, again Brazilian, one for the future there. Caliao, you remember this guy from the Atletico Madrid videos, he was frozen out, came to me for 3 million, really good signing. It's worth way more than that, and he started well. And also Guerc, the Russian attacking midfielder who was frozen out at Atletico, really don't know why. Picked him up for £5 million, which is about right for him, but it was over 24 months, and he's just really good in that attacking midfield role. He's got 5 goals in 7 games, so he's lighting it up. And another striker in from Argentina, just popped him in the reserves there for now, so a few decent wee players there coming along in the reserves as well. A couple that have came through the youth setup, the youth academy. Yeah, so that's the kind of transfer situation. Got a wee short list of players that are coming out of contract as well, although I'm just trying to get in early, see if I can get a few of them. So I've got this young keeper coming in from Lecce, trying to get this left winger from Milan. If I can't get them on the bids, then I'll Spanish defender there. If I can't get them on the bids, then I'll just wait for the contract to run down, and then we can get them that way. So yeah, a few there. Just targeting young players again. I'm not going to go overboard with the transfers and that side of things, because the team's playing really well, to be fair, and I feel like they're just getting better as the season goes on. And also, this could be the last season in this series of videos. This could be the last part of the challenge if we win this league, of course. So that's a wee catch up on things. Got a good clutch of games coming up here that will really let us see where we're at, because we've got 3 of the big juggernauts in the league there, or what were. It's not to say that they're doing really great in the league. I mean, Milan, Juventus, Roma, they're kind of mid-table. Milan's down the bottom half, but still, Milan at home, Roma away, then Milan in the cup, Juventus at home, Bologna away, and then Milan away in the cup. So tough set of games there. So we're going to see how we got on with this. My team's set up, ready to go. I've just got my captain Monaco suspended at the moment, so I've passed the captaincy on to Pepe. So he's been really good as well. So this targeting players of around 25 years of age or so, it's worked out well, because they just develop better than players that are 28, 29. I did bring in the striker at 29, but then on the other hand, he's already made. He's just decent, and you need that quality for the goals in Serie A. So let's see how we got on here against Milan at home. And just as we're probably coming towards the end of these 5 League Challenge videos, just wanted to ask anybody that's been watching, all the way through, or subscribing. First of all, thanks for that. But secondly, if you want to see me do anything else in the next kind of series videos, just drop it in the comments. Any teams that you'd like to see, like we try to restore from a poor position back to greatness, like I did with Nottingham Forest, or just anything kind of different or outside the box there, just leave it in the comments. What I'm definitely going to do though after these is I'm going to do a series of how-to videos. So 1-0 down to Milan here actually, not great. Yeah, so I'll do a series of how-to videos on how to install the game, how to set it up, how you can download it for free, where you can find everything. So if anybody wants to start playing, then they can easily do that. But it looks like we're kind of struggling here. Ferranti's got a yellow card and a 5 rating, and my captain's letting me down. So yeah, not a good start here, folks. I'm raving on about my next videos, and there's work to do here. So let's hope we get a comeback here. So it looks like Milan's catching us cold in this one. Yep. So this is going to be the worst defeat that we've had, for sure. It's a disaster, this one. Disaster. Whenever you see 5 out of 10 ratings, you know that something's just went terribly wrong there. So back to the drawing board after this one. And we're going straight off this to Roma away, which, although Roma aren't exactly lighting up the league, the game just has an absolute, I don't want to use any vulgar words, but the game just has an absolute boner for them in this. So I always hate playing Roma. It's just not a good thing. But at least we've got captain back for that one. And we'll have to bring in my Czech Republic guy on the left wing. So that's not too shabby there. So yeah, first game ends in a bit of a disaster. You're going to expect these kind of results in Serie A. It's pretty much, in my experience playing it, I've not played it as much as other leagues, and one of the reasons for that is what I just mentioned about Roma. You know, there's certain clubs that the game just loves for some reason. Lazio job came up there, so I don't see the point in going there, to be fair. They're way down. 15th, wow. Yeah, forget that. Wouldn't have a chance winning the league with them this year, so that would be stupid. But yeah, there's clubs in this league that, especially when you start the game, folks, like Atalanta, Venezia, they just seem to, I don't know, they just seem to be really good for some reason. I mean, Atalanta do have some good players at the start of the game, I'll say that. So yeah, just drop in the comments anything else that you'd like to see in the next set of videos. After I do my how-tos, they won't take too long to do, to be fair. And just want, like, anybody that's been watching the videos, like, if you've got a home PC with Windows, you'll be able to install the game, you can get the tactics I'm using, you can get the training I'm using. And I'm going to also do a video on how to update the player database to, like, the modern season, so you can actually update the player database to, I think it'll be like the January transfer window for that last season there, so we can try that as well, and then try a few playthroughs that way as well. So yeah, here we go, straight out the frying pan into the fire. It's Roma away, and I'm a bit nervous that we might get 2 defeats in a row here. We've obviously had quite a kind of gentle start with the games in the league. We've went ahead here. So yeah, it's a bit of an unknown quantity there when you play in these teams, because I mentioned in the earlier videos, like, a lot of the players will have got older and retired, so they maybe just won't have their shit together, to be fair. Then on the other hand, you see what happened in that Milan game, so it makes it all a little bit less predictable, but we're 2 up here, and if we can hold on for that, I'll be happy enough. 2-1 though, so they're on the comeback trail. Hat-trick for Cagliari. So that's going to be a decent enough result, barring an insane comeback from Roma. It would still leave us 3 clear at the top there, which is fair enough. I don't expect Salernitana to stick that out. You never know though, because Parma won the league last year, and that just highlights it. They won the league last year and they're sitting down there in 9th now after 13 games, so there's definitely an erratic feel to things once you're like, well, I think this is the 10th season into the game now, so to be expected, I guess. Okay, so that guy signed a new contract, but he's only worth 80k, so I can maybe still buy him. And I'm just keeping an eye. I'm going to make a bid for this guy on the 13th once the contract's running down. So I can get my bid in for this guy. Good wee left winger, fast, good stats. I'll go over the odds for him a wee bit, because yeah, he'll be a good one. On the other hand, like I said, it's possible that I won't be playing next season anyway if we do the business here, but I absolutely believe that we'll win the league next year, if not this year. No doubts about that. Still got Barberi injured. He started off quite well. But other than that, yeah, we're ready to go there. This young defender came through the youth team and his stats just started going through the roof. So I've popped him up to the first team and looks like he'll be a decent one as well. So here we go, we have Milan at home in the cup. Can we get a bit of revenge here? A good start there. We change at half time. Yeah, so that's turned into a really good result here. 5-0, but that just goes to show when I mentioned the erratic nature that you might find of the game by this stage. Hammered them 5-0 in the cup, pretty flawless performance there, but got quite handily beaten in that game with pretty much the same team, and beating Roma 3-1 away. I mean, anybody who's played through this game, you know, who's played this game a lot, will know that that's like unheard of at the start of the game. That just would not happen. Unlikely to happen anyway. But the further you get on in the game, you know, teams just fall apart a bit, or clubs just fall apart a bit, I should say. So we've got this Juventus game coming up. We'll play through that one, see how we got on against them. Not much point showcasing the cup second leg against Milan when we've got that 5-goal lead. So I'll probably come back in the next video just to play through the cup semi-finals, on the presumption that we're going to be in them. And should have a few of those players coming out of contract there. Yep, so this 19-year-old Spanish defender who's already an international cap. Not going to say no to that for a free transfer. So there's other clubs going in for him as well, so I'll try that. He's a decent looking defender there, definitely. So left winger on board there. Yep, so hopefully keep this wee run going against Juventus. Milan's starting to look at this guy, but I'm only going to be selling players for ridiculous money now. I don't want to break up the team. Like Ferrante, I put his value up to 15 million because I got an 11 million bid, and I was like, nah, 15 million will do it. But I'm just going to be really like tight with transfers now, because I just absolutely don't need the money. You can see there, there's not really anything to spend that on. So here we go, Juventus at home in the league. But this would be a good bounce back if we can get a win here after the defeat to Milan. If we can go back to back against Roma and Juventus, that would be decent enough. And 6 points out of those 3 games, you'd have to say that's not too shabby. So hopefully this goes to plan. I think the form's looking pretty good right now overall, after dominating Milan in the cup there. So good signs. I'm not going to speak up too soon on this one, because I don't think I've really seen too much of some of the players I've got here. Some of them are pretty young, which can sometimes lead to dips in form and stuff like that. But I set it up that way, so that'll fall on me. Like, I could have went for more senior players and messed about overpaying for players just to get like the experience and the established players in, but a lot of the ones that you'd know are like well over 30 now, so you could be hunting a bit of while doing that. So I just searched for younger players with the attributes that I wanted, and it seems to be working okay. So another solid win by the looks of it. Maybe spoke too soon. Deisler, he's a fairly young player at the start of the game as well, and even he's 31 now. There we go, we'll take that, 2-1 at home to Juventus. Still trucking along fine at the back there. So I'm starting to think there's enough here. We're definitely going to be mounting a challenge. We're going to be up there. We've been at the top of the league most of the season so far. So what I'll do is I'll come back for the next video with the Italian Cup semi-finals, and just let you see how things are tracking in the league. I don't expect too much transfer activity, apart from these Bosmans that I've been looking at here. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. See you in the next video. Cheers.